All right, Jonathan, how would you describe your style of play?
I would describe my style of play as someone who's a downhill runner.
Wentz turns the hands off to Jonathan Taylor. Big hole. There he goes. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Jonathan Taylor. 78 yards to the house.
I think that's one of the biggest things about my game is being able to go 60 yards for a touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor. 67 yards. 76 yards. 84 yards.
Some strengths that separate me from other backs definitely would have to be my vision. I'm able to see the defense, how it's able to move. I know the schemes, and I'm able to see holes before they develop.
There's 10 guys in the box. There's 2 free hitters. Jonathan Taylor just makes a miss. The roof just busted off the top of this place. He's a special player.
How about that, Jonathan Taylor? He was third as a rookie in rushing last year.
He leads the NFL in basically every significant rushing category.
First in rushing, first in rush TDs, first in scrimmage yards.
Jonathan Taylor sets the Colts record for rushing touchdowns in a season.
And he's only gotten better as the season's progressed.
Those opportunities, you never know when they're going to come, but that's why you got to stay ready.
Happy to welcome in Jonathan Taylor to the chat.
Last year was a decent year. Trying to learn a whole new system virtually. You may not have the whole playbook entirely down.
But once he got rolling mid-season, this guy really went on a tear.
Touchdown, Jonathan Taylor.
He ended the season crazy numbers. Over the last 5 games, he had 8 touchdowns. He was averaging 144 yards a game. He is bringing that sort of energy into 2021.
Now you finally get a training camp. How much more comfortable do you feel this year compared to last?
Exceptionally more comfortable.
That first year, it's all hectic, and you kind of slows down towards the end of the season, and you're able to break off some big runs. But what happens in year 2 is that you're more comfortable in the offense. You understand where things are going to go. Jonathan Taylor, I think, is going to be the cream of the crop in the NFL division. The speed, he's just going to explode this year.
Now he has solidified that he is the lead back for that offense. He understands who he is. He understands how this offense runs. I think that his second season is going to be an incredible one.
I'm ready.
I wonder if the Colts are really as good as the hype.
Jonathan Taylor predicts to be a big difference maker in this game. I think his ability to keep the ball moving forward means that Carson Wentz will be more effective.
What do you want the identity of this team to be and how they're going to play this season?
Whatever it takes.
It's the Indianapolis Colts regular season opener. Taylor, he's got a first down, still going, bounces off a tackle.
Taylor up the middle, inside the 5.
Setting the tone for the season today. Here's a jet sweep handoff to Jonathan Taylor. The longest run of the season for Jonathan Taylor. Explosive run for the second-year player out of Wisconsin. Handoff to Jonathan Taylor. Huge hole. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Looking for the pylon. Is he in? Yes, he is. Touchdown. A run up 23 yards to pay dirt. And the first rushing score of the season for JT. The Colts get their first win here in 2021.
You know, Jonathan just did a great job. We got to build off of that. I was happy for Jonathan, happy for the O-line, the way they played, but we got to build off that.
The Colts swinging out left side. Jonathan Taylor, 30, 35. He's at the 40. He's at the 50. He may go. He's in the clear. 30, 20, 15.
Once you're 60 yards down the field, you got to be thinking, how can I get into the end zone? What's going on? What's in front of me? You know, is it just a foot race? Okay, let me focus on just driving.
10, 5, touchdown. A 76-yard reception. And the wheels after the catch by Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown. INDY. And that is the longest reception of Jonathan Taylor's career. First and 10, Wentz outside zone, and big hole, Taylor, 20, 25, 30 down the far sideline, tiptoeing, he's at the 50, he's at the 40, cuts back, now he's at the 30, the 20, dropped at the 4-yard line.
I was doing my best to try to just make Pitt right. The guy was fighting Pitt off, and could see, the look on his face when I didn't get in. At the end of that drive, it was, if they call my number again, I'm definitely getting in there.
Taylor right up the gut, he's in there, touchdown, Jonathan Taylor, it's Jonathan Taylor, scoots into the end zone, touchdown. His second rushing score of the ball game.
JT, I imagine you love running the ball in weather like this.
Nobody said it was easy, but you love these kind of games. It kind of reminds you of back in the day when you're young and you're just out playing football with your friends.
Gain of 33. Nice gallop by Jonathan Taylor. Taylor starts right, veers to the left, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Jonathan Taylor.
If you guys need to lean on me, like, hey, JT, game's on the line, we need 1 yard, I'm your guy.
What does it feel like to go 22 miles an hour?
I've been chasing 23 for a long time. Isaac Garendo, running back at Wisconsin, he came in and he hit 23 miles per hour in the summer. So ever since then, I've been trying to hit 23.
As Frank Reich dial up here on 2nd and short. Taylor on the take, breaking free again. Taylor off to the races.
The tape at the goal line.
Here's Taylor.
Taylor's going to finish it. Jonathan Taylor to the house. Good night.
His combination of speed and power and vision and patience, he's at the center of our offense.
When I talked to Jonathan Taylor, he told me that loss in the playoffs last year to the Bills gave him and his teammates a lot of competitive fuel during their offseason workouts.
They give it to Taylor, hit at the line of scrimmage, and he will not make it. So congratulations to Buffalo. They knock off the Colts. Today it's a rematch of the AFC wildcard game, and the Colts haven't forgotten about it. They've let it fuel them all off season long. They get the second crack today at the Bills.
Jonathan Taylor in his second year leads the NFL in combined yards. He's got 7 consecutive games where he's had a rushing touchdown.
Colts are 5-5. They've won 4 of their last 5. No doubt about it, Colts need wins in the AFC to help them as far as their playoff hopes are concerned, trying to get a wild card. It's Carson Wentz giving off to Taylor, lowers his shoulder, and he pounds his way, touchdown! The Colts lead 7-0, and they're just outside the red zone again. Throwback screen to the left side, Jonathan Taylor, he's at the 10, makes a man miss. He's at the 5, cuts back, spun forward, he's close to the goal line, touchdown!
Another one, 23-yard dazzling touchdown reception and move, and Taylor has scored for the second time. Indy leading 14-0.
This is going to quiet the crowd down. The Colts talked about trying to get this crowd out of it. They knew it was going to be crazy today, and so far with back-to-back drives, getting in the end zone once again.
First and goal, Taylor will sky and take it in, and they cash in on a 2-yard leap.
The first time in his career, he has 3 touchdowns in a game, and we're not even done with this first half.
No, I'm blocking, I just see.
The rain has started to fall down here. The wind has picked up.
5.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Jonathan Taylor starts out left side, cuts up at the 5, stiff arms his way into the end zone. That was a thing of beauty, a 10-yard run into pay dirt. That's touchdown number 4 against Buffalo.
The guy can make you miss. He can dive over you. What can he do?
Well, you can't say enough good things about Jonathan Taylor and this offensive line, what they've been able to do.
Falls forward, there's 5 of them. It is 38-7. He has all of the Colts touchdowns in the game today. Franchise record 5 scores.
Wonder who is going to be the offensive player of the week in the AFC. Historic performance for second-year running back Jonathan Taylor.
Every time I look up, JT's in the end zone. Like, well, damn.
The offensive line and we've prepared tremendously throughout this week. We knew it was going to be a tough challenge, and we had to accept that challenge.
This is a dangerous football team right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Jonathan Taylor is playing that MVP level.
Many consider to be an MVP candidate.
Yes, he has a legit shot for MVP.
For me, he is the MVP.
So you started the season 3-5, but you've won 4 of the last 5. Do you feel like there was a moment that you can put your finger on where things switched?
Not so much as a moment, but just an accumulation of all of the reps, all of the weeks that we spent putting time in together with each other on the field. And that's what you want to do. As the season goes on, you want to be able to get better as a team. You want to be able to be playing your best football towards the end of the year.
There have been so many iconic Colts running backs, and just thinking about some names off the top of my head, Lenny Moore, Edgerrin James, those are 2 Hall of Fame Colts, and also 2 guys that you have a personal relationship with. What have those conversations been like with them?
They all mentioned that throughout their time here in Indy, they all had a routine that they stuck to. And one thing that they mentioned to me was whatever routine you're doing right now, whatever you're doing that helps you go out there and do whatever you need to do on the field to come out with the win, continue doing that because you're playing at a high level right now.
It's been a great season for you. Keep it up, keep it going, take this team to the next level.
So this week, you're going to try and run the ball against the Patriots and Bill Belichick. We all know that Bill Belichick, he takes away the best part of the opposing team. And here's a hint, that's you. How are you preparing to go up against the best coach ever, knowing that he's preparing for you?
It's going to be a huge challenge.
Carson Wentz said that we're going to try and run the ball and that they're confident they're going to be able to do so.
Jonathan Taylor, he's an MVP candidate. He leads the NFL in rushing and in touchdowns. But will that be enough to win this game for Indy? Here's the first carry for Taylor. Patient running. And a big hole for Taylor. Ground game is moving. 6 straight runs, and it's working.
Direct snap to Jonathan Taylor. Carson Wentz sweeping left. He's going to flip it to Nyheim Hines. Hines on the outside looking for the goal line. He's in. Touchdown! And Jonathan Taylor acted as the quarterback, and he provided a great block for Nyheim Hines out on the edge right there.
And Carson goes, that's the easiest touchdown pass I ever had.
They will run it to Taylor. Big hole. Taylor up across the 10, and he's got 10 yards.
Right now they're looking to close it out and hang on. It's 20-17. Hands off to Taylor. Taylor, big run! 20, 10, touchdown! 67 yards! And that's the rushing record breaker! Jonathan Taylor finds the end zone for the 17th time rushing on the season. Most rushing touchdowns in a single season in team history.
You know when running really matters? Can you run the ball when the entire world knows you're going to run it? And that is no easy feat against this New England Patriots defense. But all night, Jonathan Taylor, Quentin Nelson, this offensive line has been spectacular. Wow.
That'll put the dagger into the Patriots.
And we got your touchdown and the win.
2022 Pro Bowl running backs. Jonathan Taylor, starter, AFC. First Pro Bowl selection.
All pro teams have been named. Jonathan Taylor on the first team.
Jonathan Taylor, the face of the franchise. To say that he sparked them is an understatement. He is the reason that the Colts are where they are.
Shotgun snap for Wentz. Here's Taylor. Big run, 40. He's at the 45, then tackled forward. 18 for Jonathan Taylor. Carson Wentz hands off to Taylor. Big run on the left side. Makes a man miss. He's at the 45-yard line. Down the near sideline he goes. He's at the 30 and then is pushed out of bounds. Back-to-back explosive runs.
Jonathan Taylor, his 20th touchdown of the season.
Here's a quick pitch left side. Jonathan Taylor turns the corner, 30, cuts back 35, and takes tacklers up to the 45 for a gain of 15. Yes, he's got it. That's enough.
First down and a franchise record for rushing yards in a season.
Wow, Jonathan Taylor, what a year he's having.
Phenomenal player, phenomenal everything. Just keep going.
You know, what's something that I could have done a little more or a little different? You know, little things to maybe make the O-line job a little bit easier, or, you know, something I could have had could have got back to a protection just to give Carson another second. So, you know, you're having a good season, but it's we, not me. So you're always trying to figure out what are some things to help the team even more. And of course, we know being at your best helps the team a lot. It helps it a tremendous amount because that's all they ask of you is to be at your best and do what you need to do. But then you're thinking, just how can I help the team a little more? I hope that I represent that no matter how far you come along, no matter where you get in life and how, you know, successful you may be, always understand where your roots are and understand those are the people who supported you since you've been little. Those are the people who watched over you, cared for you, nurtured you, and helped mold you into the young man that you were. You went to college and they still supported you and helped, you know, mold you into a young adult. And now, you know, you're a grown up now and you're able to still remember that I know where I came from. I know that back home, that's what made me who I am today.